several ways. First of all, my first love is parish ministry, and I'm still the pastor of the Royal Oak, Michigan Church of the Holy City, finishing my 18th year. But what's interesting is that I have been called into not only police chaplaincy, which has been going for 7 years now, but also hospital chaplaincy. And what I found is a great cross-fertilization of ministries. That my first love, which is our Swedenborgian family, is augmented in my ministry with the larger universal family of faith. And also people who are journeying into the place of uncertainty and loss and grief and atheism. And some of the deepest conversations come. The conversations of the deepest struggles and pains. And then that stirs me to grow. And then I get to trundle back on Sunday morning and be with my church family, my Swedenborgian family. And I have a much broader perspective on what it means to be truly human. I come back on Sunday morning and I look at those familiar faces, and they look so beautiful to me. And then for the rest of the week, I go back to the hospital, or I get called out with the police for a suicide or a domestic violence call. And my heart aches again for someone I don't even know, but who the Lord knows. And so then, I trundle back on Sunday morning. And there they are again. Imagine that. Great cross-fertilization. It's a ministry that is complex and multidimensional. And whew, I'm tired. But enough about me. It is my great privilege to stand in for my brother, Reverend Kit Billings, who is the LaPorte New Church pastor and one of the main engines behind creating this convention for all of us. And our prayers go out to Kit and to his wife Penny, who just had brain surgery. And she's feeling the complications of that. And so Kit thought maybe he'd join us this weekend, but he needs to be home. And we've got some of his delegates here, so it's good to have the LaPorte folks here and to have the love of Indiana here with us. So I'd like to orient us on the spiritual theme for convention. We are in the early midst of a 7-year cycle of spiritual themes as a denomination. Year 1 we just lived through, which is Year of the Lord. And this summer's convention then begins our 2nd year in the cycle, Year of the Spiritual World. And this is the reason for the title of convention that has been crafted for us, which is the Year of the Spiritual World. Heaven is now. Living Spirit in service. Perfect for chaplaincy. Reverend John Main had the inspiration to offer our 7-year spiritual theme cycle for our denomination because we are all very spread out, and many Swedenborgians over the years have expressed the need to feel more connected. Yes? How good it feels to see each other, to be together again. So for the purpose of connection, for continuity, and creative ministry, we follow together the 7 themes, which briefly, of the Lord, the spiritual world, of providence next year in San Francisco, of regeneration, the year of spiritual uses, of the Word, and of the New Jerusalem. We will learn a lot as we go through these cycles and feel connected in them. So year we focused together on exploring our beliefs about the Lord, that God is infinite divine love and wisdom and power, and that it is God's joy to serve. Imagine that. It is God's joy to serve, therefore ours. We celebrated the Lord's incarnation, the Lord's redemption, the power of God's love to transform us. We celebrated the Lord's second coming and many gifts to the world for the renewal of the new church on earth, which I feel in the Council of Ministers we felt a sense of that renewal this week. We celebrated this past year that the Lord loves us so much. How much? Loves us so much, perpetually present with us in our joy, in our ordinary days, and in our darkest hour. We celebrated the Lord as our eternal source of all that is good and true. It covers all that is good and true, the divine being. And that God works creatively through many pathways and traditions. Chaplaincy ministry is an opportunity to experience and to help draw out and elevate others' meaning and truth, their faith. Chaplaincy in all its forms is not about us telling or proclaiming our truth, but really about the skill of drawing out the meaning in the other and letting that be the strength with God that heals. This summer we are focusing on the year of the spiritual world, and so we honor our belief as Swedenborgians, the diverse, multidimensional, and eternal nature of all of life. There is so much more to life than we see. We honor the reality of the spiritual world. The spiritual world is absolute and real. Of heaven and hell, the world of spirits. We recognize that we all walk with both angels and demons, from this life on into the next. And that the freedom we are given by God greatly affects our connection to heaven and hell as we journey and grow. As new church people, we can enjoy together the gift of learning about heaven and hell, together, exploring meanings. Our choices help us to grow toward the good and the true. We are participants, not disembodied spirits. We are participants in this creation. And that our church recognizes the inherent spiritual nature of reality. And that we are spiritual beings. We have physical bodies. And together, this is a creative, transforming experience. What we would all agree, I believe, on as an adventure. And that we are blessed, that God is supportive, loving, wise, shepherding, enlightening. And how helpful it is to know, for me, that my choices, day in and day out, affect and determine the quality and character of my life now and in the great beyond. And that each day I am blessed to have on earth an awesome opportunity to engage with the Lord and God's spirit of love, wisdom, and power to serve and live a life of usefulness. And how helpful it is for me to know and understand that heaven and hell are present right now. And that I can choose, I am empowered to choose a life of meaning and following the Lord. A life centered on love and service. For indeed, as I do this, the Lord's Spirit lives, yes, and thrives through me, affecting the lives that I touch in my church on Sunday morning and way beyond. It's His grace that gives me the ability to do this. And I feel so happy and I feel so thankful that at this grand juncture in my life, that God continually engines me forward. And that I am pushed forward and nudged and grown because I want to. And that is a gradual transformation because I am one of His own. And so are you. Just the way a little caterpillar becomes a butterfly. The way a human being becomes a living image and likeness of God. I love our church theology that honors the reality and the existence of the spiritual world, which brings the spiritual and the natural dimensions together, connected. Our beliefs around all of this add vital meaning to our lives and how we understand our purpose. Our chaplain team hopes that you will have lively discussions and engagement in this year's spiritual theme, which ultimately leads to the next year's theme, providence. And most of all, our chaplain corps, we hope that you will journey not just alone in your own experience, but that you would expand your vision and your feelers, if you will, and share this journey with someone new who might be here. We invite you to welcome in the newcomer, or maybe someone who hasn't been here for a while, and listen. Be present. Learn. Our hope is that we grow together, for indeed heaven is now. And as we gather to learn and share and serve, chaplaincy is about presence, manifesting, drawing out the other, the strength in the other, in real and relevant ways, in a larger context of the universal in the church. Oh, I love my Sunday mornings, because that's the new church specific, and it's like wrapping around the warm blanket. But also I am called to minister to the universal new church, strangers who are grieving, who are afraid, who enter a trauma unit or an ambulance, and they don't know yet what's going to happen. And as Kathy said earlier, God does. God. So in this moment, as we begin our time together, let us look for signs of heaven in the beauty of the music that is given, that is prepared, in the call of service in the hearts of our ordinands, and in our volunteers, and in our delegates. That call is beautiful. That is heaven. Let's look for signs of heaven in you and in me. Welcome everyone to this year's convention. For me, heaven